Hey guys, welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Resolve. In the last episode, I sneezed a lot. I'm really sorry for that. But we talked to Warden Caden and... Warden Caden, because it's Barry Caden. Yeah, I got that joke, in the end at least. And, well, we found out pretty peculiar things. And now we are back here at Sholmes' suite to report back to Mr. Sholmes. And we are going to do that, so let's just do it. It's the 1st November at Sholmes' suite. We're back!
Hello, you two.
Oh, it's Iris.
I thought you'd be back before long, so I baked some scones for us all.
Ah, so that's what the delicious smell is.
Greetings, my dear fellows.
Oh my god, what's going on?
You've returned a good deal sooner than I was anticipating.
Hello, Mr. Sholmes?
Hello, Mr. Sholmes.
Say nothing. Your thoughts are written all over your faces in any case. It turns out that it may have been advisable to test my hair color restoration tonic before application.
Oh my.
Pray tell me, what of our water friend? Have you garnered some new information?
Oh, yes, something very surprising in fact. Though it's not a patch on your hair, to be honest.
It most certainly isn't, but still we discovered that...
Sholmes! Oh, okay.
Drop everything, Sholmes! This is more important!
Gina?
I can't Adam and Eve it! Sniff. What's happened?
Clearly a very grave matter indeed. For Miss Lestrade made no mention of my hair whatsoever.
It's the boss!
What do you mean? Inspector Gregson?
The boss he's dead!
What? Oh, what?
They just found his body, shot with a pistol.
What?
But, Inspector Gregson,
He was murdered?
no, not Gregsy.
Come in, my dear girl. Tell us the whole story.
Oh my god, I'm not gonna present anything. We're just gonna converse. The inspector's death. What happened? Oh my god. Are you serious, Gina? Inspector Gregson he was really shot.
I don't know much about what happened myself yet. They're still there, investigating the scene.
Where did this take place?
A little rented room in a building full of flats on Fresno Street.
The outskirts of town. Nowhere near his home. He was perhaps investigating a case then.
The thing is, no one at the yard knows nothing about no case around there. Oh, how strange. The boss he was so good to me. I know I ain't up to much yet, but one day I was gonna show him how to become a proper detective. Oh, Ginny.
Oh, that is a surprise for sure. Okay, let's talk about the culprit. So, who did this? Do you have any idea who the culprit is?
They got him already.
Already? They've caught the shooter so soon?
A witness reported something was going on, and the boys got straight down there and took care of it. What awful person did this? I still can't believe it myself. Gina? It was the Reaper.
What? What? Wait a minute. You don't mean they've arrested Lord Van Zieks for it?
That's right! That Reaper bloke's gone and shot the boss! No! Lord Van Zieks? Oh my god! What? You can't be serious! No way! Okay, let's talk about Lord Van Zieks.
Are you quite sure, Miss Lestrade? It's Barrack Van Zieks the police have arrested.
I saw him with my own eyes in the interview room at the yacht. I don't believe it. But there were witnesses, and they're all saying it was him. So you mean there were actual multiple witnesses? They heard the gunshot, apparently. And when our lot got to the scene, there was only the boss and that Reaper bloke in the room.
But there's no way Lord Van Zieks would have taken Gregson's life. I just don't believe it.
I don't believe it either.
Oh my god.
Thank you for informing us, Miss Lestrade. This really is most terrible news. I'm dreadfully sorry.
What are you saying sorry for? You didn't do nothing. Well, anyway, I'm taking a cab over to the scene right now. Please come in all as soon as you can. You've got to help. Oh, gee. Oh, my God, guys. What's going on? Oh, sorry, I have to digest this. Oh, what is going on? Oh, incredible. Okay, sorry guys. Sorry. Okay, I'm back on track.
It's a detective's lot to appear wherever some sinister plot has unfolded. Little wonder we all look haggard. Sometimes these things are almost too much for the nerves.
Mr. Sholmes?
What use is there in being a great detective if I fail to see something like this coming, huh? How could I let this happen to Gregson? Mr. Naruto, I shall leave at once to begin my investigations.
Of course, yes, we will too.
It would be helpful if you could talk to Mr. Reaper and see what you can glean. I'm sure you were intending to do so anyway. Until later, then.
Inspector Gregson dead. And Lord Van Zieks arrested.
Bruno, Susie! I've called you handsome. It's waiting outside.
Thanks, Iris. Shall we, Mr. Sato?
Yes.
Oh, guys! What is going on? Okay, a new location has been added, which is the prison, and we're gonna talk to Lord Van Zieks straight away. We are going to defend Lord Van Zieks. Oh, we are going to defend Lord Van Zieks, guys. Oh my god, oh my god, is the prosecutor going to be Kazuma? Are we going against Kazuma? Oh god, what? Oh, this took a turn for the worse, guys. Okay, I'm back on, sorry. I'm back on track here, It's the 1st November at the local prison, cell 1. There he is, Lord Van Zieks behind bars.
So it's true, he really was arrested.
He's sitting with his back to the wall, reading something. I don't think he's noticed us. Lord Van Zieks?
Fancy meeting you here. The last place on Earth I'd like to be with the last person on Earth I'd like to see.
I couldn't very well not come. We heard what happened, that Inspector Gregson was...
Go home. This has nothing to do with you.
But...
Forgive me, Lord Van Zieks, but I must disagree. Inspector Gregson was very helpful to us on a number of occasions. We're indebted to him. At the very least, we owe to him.
At the very least.
We owe it to him to find out the truth about his death. We must help with You must help us with our investigations, please.
There's really nothing I can tell you.
What were you just reading at the back of the cell there? Was it something related to the case?
This? The art isn't quite so cavalier with its information as to share case details with a suspect. This is a letter from an old acquaintance.
Oh, who might that be?
Someone you know as it happens. Albert Harebrain.
Of course, yes. I keep forgetting they went to the same university.
And I would like to read my correspondence in peace. So let's get this over with, shall we? What is it you want to know?
Strange. I mean, let's face it, Lord von Zieks never minces his words. But they seem to have less bite than usual somehow. Oh, guys, okay, I'm not gonna present anything with... No, I'm not, I don't want to move, I want to converse, let's talk about what happened. Can you at least tell us your side of the story, Lord von Zieks? What happened?
How much do you already know?
We know that the inspector was shot dead in a small rented room at Fresno Street.
And that you were found there by the police when they arrived on the scene and immediately arrested.
We were told that there was nobody else in the room and that some witnesses heard the gunshot.
Then you're well informed. And there's really nothing I can add. The truth is, I don't know what happened myself.
But the gunshot, obviously you didn't fire the gun, did you?
I'm not in the habit of shooting people I work alongside. I also heard the noise. However, before I had a chance to investigate, I was apprehended by the arriving officers.
So he doesn't actually know what happened.
If I might ask, what were you doing in that place to begin with?
I don't need to answer that.
Ah,
After all, you're not representing me.
He's going to need a lawyer, though. Ooh, okay, let's talk about your defense, Barock. Be a dearie, come on, let us defend you. Who is going to be representing you in court, Lord von Zieks? I mean, he could represent himself, he's a lawyer at all. I mean, being a prosecutor, that is a lawyer. So, he could represent himself.
Anyone other than you, I should imagine.
Huh.
would I be right in assuming that you have no representation as yet?
Defense lawyers shy away from any trial involving the Reaper, as I'm sure you know.
But this is different.
In my career, of all the defendants I've prosecuted, only 19 have ever been acquitted. Of them, 16 subsequently died in mysterious circumstances. Questions will be asked now.
Surely not.
I assure you, no defense lawyer will want to touch me with the end of a barge pole.
But you didn't actually have anything to do with those people's deaths, did you?
It's been 10 years now that I've been known as the Reaper of the Bailey. Believe me, nobody wants to know the true identity of this killer more than I. However, it seems things may come to a head before you have the chance to uncover the truth about that.
What does he mean by that? Alright, so let's talk about Professor Harebrain's letter. After the trial, Professor Harebrain was supposed to go straight back to Germany, I thought.
It's a letter to inform you of his safe arrival at home. I arranged his passage by sea and rail. It's a relief, I must say. He should now be beyond the reaches of the Reaper.
Because the Reaper doesn't follow people abroad. Mean?
Yes, so it seems. Your stupid little Nipponese friend, for example. He told me he was keeping well in Japan when I inquired the other day.
Yes, that's right. He's an author now, happily working in Tokyo. We're talking about Soseki-san, Soseki Natsume. And as I already told you, if you've watched my playthrough, my Let's Play, you know that, but even if you haven't known yet, you know with the Let's Play that he's a very well-known author in Japan. For example, he wrote Kokoro, which is a great book, by the way. I read it, and I must say I recommend it to you. Read it, it's awesome. I'm not gonna spoil you, just read it.
So Professor Harebrant is safely back in Germany now.
He is. So, it appears our conversation has run dry.
There was a 2-second silence, that's all.
Well, in any event, if you'll excuse me now, I wouldn't like to detain you.
I was wondering, Lord von Zieks, if you'd like, I'd be happy to advocate for you.
You trust me, do you?
Yes. I've heard you speak many times in court. I've seen how you treat people, so I'm quite sure that you would never have taken another's life. It's just, my feeling can't be used as evidence in a court of law, sadly.
It's a very gracious offer. However, I trust no one.
What?
Not the police, not the judiciary, and not you, Jin, and not you, Nipponese.
But please!
I have no intention of engaging your services.
The chasm between us is just too wide and too deep, it seems.
I'd appreciate it if you don't visit again. And neither of us will waste any more time.
Perhaps we need to dig a little deeper and find out more about Lord von Zieks and what happened to Inspector Gregson. Okay, guys, okay. So it's time to go to Fresno Street then. Let's do that and see what we can uncover. 1st November, room on Fresno Street. This really is an out-of-the-way part of London. I doubt many people find their way down this back street. So this dust-ridden rented old room is where it happened then.
So this is where poor Inspector Gregson lost his life.
Yes, and the police are already hard at work. Investigating, it seems. I don't see Mr. Sholmes anywhere, though. Perhaps his investigations have taken him elsewhere.
Oi, what do you think you're doing there? Everyone on them drawers has got back taken right out so you can look underneath and all. I want the space above the ceiling checked, and don't forget to look inside the chimney stack too. Blimey, Angelo and never are gonna over in house looking for dough when the owners are out in town.
Gina's obviously got some unique investigative techniques she wants everyone to adopt.
Oh, so you've turned up at last. Mind you, I haven't been here long myself.
Hello again, Gina.
Sholmes has only just left. You're lucky you missed that. He went prancing around in here, pointing at stuff and flicking that out of his head.
Flicking that
Out of his, and then just scarp it.
Okay, so he was... Yeah, okay.
Oh, he's finished investigating already, you mean? Yeah, he didn't stop to say nothing to no one, not even me.
Gina, would you mind if we investigated too?
Listen, Ado, you're a lawyer, right?
Yes. Why?
Well, you're not thinking of trying to help that Reaper bloke, are you?
Oh, poor Gina. She's never going to forget, is she?
that trial will haunt her forever. Gina, if you don't mind me saying, if Lord Von Zieks really is responsible for this crime, he will be duly and fairly judged in court. I suppose you're right, yeah. Go on then, Otto. Get investigating. I want to know the truth about what really happened here. Thank you, Gina.
Okay, so we have to be quick. We could converse, but we're gonna go straight investigating because we are already pretty deep into this episode and I don't want to stretch things too far. Alright, an empty fireplace makes a room feel even colder than it would be otherwise, doesn't it?
It's thick with dust, look. I think it would be fair to say it hasn't been used in a very long time.
In other words, whoever lived in this room must have been extremely hardy in cold weather.
Or nobody lived here at all and merely visited when the occasion arose. I wouldn't like to say which is more likely.
No, that's right. It's one or the other. Okay. Let's have a look at the lamp.
Oh, it's a photograph stand. I suppose it must be a picture of one of Inspector Gregson's family members. Ah!
What's the matter? Your eyes look like they're about to pop out of your head.
They are! Look, Mr. Naruto, quickly!
Oh no, it's Mrs. Widgel. Why do I feel like this woman is familiar somehow?
Of course she's familiar. We met her only this morning.
It's Mrs. Widgel!
This makes no sense. Why would there be a picture of Mrs. Widgel in here?
To be frank, I don't think I've ever been more stumped.
I'm sorry to say, I have no idea either.
The framed photograph has been entered into the court record. I forgot to read but we have to be quick, guys, so... What about this board here?
This looks like some sort of notice board or something.
And it's absolutely covered in scraps of paper.
Oh, Mr. Naruto, look!
This, you mean, it's an autopsy report, isn't it?
And these are case notes here, and details of prison inmates.
Yes, in fact, they're all the sort of documents that only a detective could normally acquire. What on earth went on in this room?
Some old newspaper cuttings. Ah, and this one here.
Oh yes, the advertisement, you mean? To the Red-Headed League. But why? What's that doing here?
Whoever occupied this room was clearly interested in it for some reason.
Interesting. Let's talk to this officer. Excuse me?
Oh, Inspector. Oh, sir.
Poor man, he can't possibly be able to focus on investigating when he's so upset. Oh, Gregson. But Gregson was a cool dude, so... I really can't blame people for being upset that he died. I am upset too, for sure. What is it about these windows here? Let's have a look at the windows. Somebody's very haphazardly nailed those boards over the broken glass, haven't they? You couldn't even really call it a window anymore.
Well, if you remember the window in Mr. Natsume's room that was totally blocked out with bricks. This one does at least still let in some light, so you could
say nothing more about it. I'm starting to feel even more sorry for Mr. Natsume now. Okay, little joke on the side. Let's talk to this officer. Excuse me?
If you're looking down on us from the great beyond, Inspector, don't worry. We'll look after things up beyond.
I've interrupted some deep thoughts there. What about... Okay, so this chandelier here, candelabra, the top of the candles in this candle holder has been completely blown off.
Yes, there's wax spattered on the wall behind, look.
I suppose if a bullet had hit it...
It does seem likely that the bullet hit the candle, having first passed through the inspector's body.
Now that wax on the wall looks like blood to me. The candelabrum has been etched into the court record. The candelabrum from the wall of the room on Fresno Street where the inspector was found dead. The top of one of the candles appears to have been blown off. Okay. Alright, so we know about that now. Nothing of interest here, but down there we still have things to check out. Let's talk to the officer first. Excuse me.
Sorry, sir, can't see a thing, sir. Too many tears.
Right, perhaps I'd better leave you to your work then. Oh, they are all sad. As are we. Oh, okay, let's have a look at this puppet. Oh, what's this?
It would appear to be a little model policeman. It's rather charming, isn't it? In a way.
Seeing as it's one on the floor here, do you think it belonged to Inspector Gregson?
It's a little hard to imagine Lord Von Zieg's playing with something like this.
It's only about 8 centimeters tall. It could have fallen out of someone's pocket, I suppose. I think we should record it as evidence just in case.
Yes, I agree. It is rather delightful after all, in a way.
The policeman figurine has been entered into the court record. Policeman figurine, small and rather endearing model of a British policeman found at the scene of the crime on Fresno Street. Okay, what about this toupee? Ever since we came in here, I can't take my eyes off this thing.
Oh, funny enough, neither can I.
It's a hairpiece, isn't it?
It is! A bright red hairpiece!
And I suppose the fact that it's right there next to where the body was found means we have to accept that Inspector Gregson wore wigs, does it?
And in such flame-colored red too.
Yes, that's a color we've come across very recently elsewhere, isn't it?
Exactly! This is a white clue, I'm sure of it.
The red hairpiece has been entered on the court record. Red hairpiece, a flame red wig found at the scene of the crime at Fresno Street. Presumably belonged to Inspector Gregson. I doubt that, but we will find out. We will find out, for sure. Okay, what about this? This is presumably the murder weapon then.
Oh my! It is real, I suppose.
I think so. Guns are so rare in Japan. I really know very little about them.
There's one way to know for sure, Mr. Naruto. Fire a shot.
No. If I did that, I'd be looking for a skilled lawyer to represent me in court. Slightly safer just to ask someone who might know, I would think. The killer's revolver has been entered into the court record. Revolver, the murder weapon that was found at the scene of the crime on Fresno Street. Probably best to avoid handling it. Alright, so we have checked out everything. So let's check out... Oh man. So I suppose this is where the victim...
That's right. The rope is laid around the body to show exactly how it was found.
He's really crumbled up too. Co-Inspector Gregson himself has already been taken away. And would probably be under Dr. Scythe's scalpel by now. If not for what happened last week.
From the shape of the rope, it would appear that the inspector was curled up in a ball. Are you feeling alright, Mr. Naruto? You look like you've just seen a ghost.
I know it's just a rope, but... well, it conjures up quite a terrifying image, that's all. Especially with that bloodstain next to it.
Oh, I do understand. In some ways, what we picture in our minds can be even worse than reality.
Susato-san is so strong though. She's taking this far better than I am. Okay, we have checked out everything, have we? Seems like we have checked out everything. Yep. Nothing more to examine. Yep. We talked to the officers. It really sucks, guys, that we won't see Inspector Gregson again either. That really hurts. Okay, before we do anything, we are going to, first of all, we are going to read this. A photographic print of smiling Mrs. Vigil in her younger years. It was found on the desk at this crime scene. Okay, so we can't examine this further, but we can examine this. So let's check out the candelabrum. So this seems odd. Let's have a look at this. Ah, there are some black marks here, look.
Yes, they look like some sort of scorch marks.
So perhaps the bullet struck the candle here, do you think? It's only this one candle that's been cracked in half, it seems.
Yes, I think you might be right. Firearms are rarely used by criminals in Japan, so I'm afraid I'm not particularly knowledgeable about them.
Uh-huh. Anything else about this that seems odd? Nope, doesn't seem that way. So we checked out everything of interest on the candelabrum. Next, the policeman figurine. So we can take off the hat, it seems.
The helmet of this charming policeman appears to be a little worse for wear.
I'm not convinced about the charming part, but yes, you're right. The head part looks like it's been fairly heavily manhandled. Almost as if somebody has enjoyed twisting it around and around for fun. Oh, shall we try twisting it around and around too, for fun? Oh, what's that?
It appears to be some sort of key.
But it's tiny though, it couldn't be a key for a door, not at that size. So what is it for, I wonder? A model of a British policeman, giving it a twist causes a key-like shaft to pop out from the base. Alright. Let's talk about this. This looks like some sort of key.
Yes, it does. A very tiny and simple key.
What's a little key doing inside a figurine of a policeman in the first place? And what's it for? Very good question indeed. Anything else of interest? Doesn't seem like there's anything else that we can check out. Nope. Okay. So, what's next? The hairpiece. Let's have a look at the hairpiece then. You can look here. I've always wondered what the underside of a hairpiece looks like.
That doesn't surprise me at all, Mr. Naruto. You always want to see what lies beneath, don't you?
I'm not sure that's quite how I'd put it. You must have to use lots of bird lime to keep it in a place on your head, so it doesn't get blown off in a gust of wind, I mean.
That might be a little inconvenient when you wanted to take it off again, don't you think?
Nothing else of interest? Is that all? Okay, so nothing else of interest it seems. Nope. Okay. And the revolver, of course. There is quite some stuff that we have to check out here, I guess. I suppose this must have been the murder weapon.
Oh my! It is real, I suppose.
I think so. Guns are so rare in Japan, I really know very little about them. Perhaps someone more familiar with firearms could shed a light on things here. Okay, so we have to show this to someone who knows about firearms. There's nothing else we can check out on this right now. Okay. Alright. Alright, so it's time to converse with Ginny. But we have breached the half-hour mark, guys. So I'm really sorry, we have to call it quits here. If you want to know what Ginny has to say about all of this, you'll have to tune in next time for the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Resolve. See you then.